job market. Because so the job market is very fragile. Sometimes you have to be very adaptable, like depending upon the technology boom and bust. Some of you don't know, 2000 we have a very big technology bust. A lot of startups failed, a lot of people were out of job. 2007 again we have a bust. So be adaptable. You should learn. I mean, my advice is when the things are down and it's hard to find a job, I go in, I try to learn new skills. I try to position myself when the market comes up. I can be there, and I should be the first candidate the industry look upon me. Also, keep doing the internships and co-ops as much as you can, so you not only make good connections, you also get a good work experience, through internships and cooperative educational programs, or if your university offers certain college or a project related to the industry or to the university itself, be first to go there and ask for work. I mean, I'm sure nobody has turned down a student who is hardworking, who is willing to work, and has some even the average skills. They will give you a chance to prove yourself and improve. And then also, last thing, very important, you should be able to market yourself. You are a brand in yourself. So you should be, a man or a student should be known for not only for his hard work, but you should be able to showcase your projects, or you can put your code into GitHub, or you can give a demo when you are asked to demonstrate your skills and their commitment to the field. So those are very impressive and very, they highlight, they are, as a industry advisor, or people who I want to hire, if they give me a real proof of their work, I mean, they are more than welcome. We would love to have people who we believe that have done something and they can showcase their projects and technology. So there are like these are the few points, and I will go through a few more slides quickly, and then I think, keeping in interest of time, I will leave it open, and we can see if we can have a question answers and some dialogue, and I can answer some specific questions. This is a list of job opportunities in computing, like software development, data science and analytics, which is more AI side, cybersecurity. Data science and analytics is itself a own domain now, and then AI and machine learning is more algorithmic centric and trying to create some AI models. Cloud computing, which is, you can see everything is turning towards cloud. Even the large projects I'm doing in cybersecurity or AI, they are pretty much cloud centric, because we need a lot of computing power. We need quickly to span off and ingest a lot of data. So cloud gives us this flexibility. Elastic Cloud, Amazon, Google Cloud, or IBM, they all are providing this cloud computing facility where with low investment and on a subscription basis model, you can pay as you compute, and you don't have to spend a lot of time to set up a lab or infrastructure or buy expensive computers. So that's another area we should know and be good about. Even the industries are offloading their work to cloud. Those who want to go into network administration, system administration, that's another field. Learn about networking, understand those the different layers, models, how the protocols are connected. User experience, user design is another thing. Everything is now web centric, so people want to have a nice pages, the whole design flow and how the product is being launched into the market. Project management skills are another important things. You should know how to deliver projects. There are different techniques like Scrum, Agile, lean Agile methodologies. Then finally, the industry trends which I believe are influencing the job market right now are digital transformation, Internet of Things, remote working technologies are also good. And also you need to know the blockchain if you can. So those are the high level opportunities I talk about. And then last 3 slides, I'm going to talk about like what skill sets are needed in computing workforce. So there are top 3 skills come to my mind: technical skills, soft skills, and interdisciplinary skills. And I will give you a little brief on these areas. So technical skills, I mean, we all know, being in a software industry, in IT industry, you need to know a programming language. There's little good news that these large language models, I heard that they are going to augment the programming, and you can write your problem in an English-like sentence, and these large language models, with the help of AI, are going to create the code templates for you. But I think they're not going to replace the complex problem-solving skills which humans have, at least in a near future, I know that. And also the highly skilled jobs, or highly skilled problems or algorithms writing, they need a human mind to do that. But yeah, nevertheless, you should know Python, Java, C++, SQL. All those are good language to have, and they can help you understand the problems, and had a mindset to solve the problem while you understand the language. Your architecture can be influenced by the language you're going to use. So those are all good things to know. And then I did touch upon the software development, techniques and tools like Agile, Waterfall, Scrum, and also version control technology, code review, testing. These are all part and parcel of the software development lifecycle. Um, Data analysis and management, you should know part of data analysis skills I talked about, that you should know how to do data collection, how to analyze and visualize the data. Um, you know, to my surprise, I finished my AI degree, and right now I'm doing my cyber, and we have a whole course on data collection and data visualization, and I learned so many new tools and techniques that how, if we are collecting a cyber attack data and logs, how can we view them? And just by looking at that, we can point out certain vulnerabilities and certain challenges. So languages like R, Python, Tableau, and SQL, they're really helpful right now. Cybersecurity principles, one should have learned that if your school is offering that. If not, Udemy and Coursera, there are all these online schools I can call so far. You can take a course and certify yourself and learn on your own time. Machine learning AI, I talked about the TensorFlow, PyTorch, those are the frameworks, neural networks, how to design the network models. And my research was, by the way, was on optimized neural network architecture. So neural networks are very, good way to, capture the deep knowledge about certain factors, and you can refactor, train them. Better you train them, much reliable, much more accuracy they can, solve a problem. It can be classification problem, regression problem. And then, there are practical applications of, AI and neural networks. Like you can, in defense industry, you can have a computer vision problem, the drone or a satellite images. You can identify target certain objects. Navy, I heard that there are cameras which do fly on the ships, and they can do the preventive maintenance. They can see if there's any issue based on how the ship or the aircraft has been maintained, and it can tell you based on the experience that make sure you change part in this time. Make sure we need to inspect the engine. So all those things which humans intensive and humans can make error, AI and machine learning is helping us. I talked about weather problem, creating a weather model and understanding the large amount of data and try to predict that how the weather going to be in the future. And we can save a lot of disasters. We can save a lot of human lives. We can save a lot of properties. Cloud computing, as I listed, AWS, Azure, Microsoft, Azure, Google Cloud, cloud architecture and cloud management tools. We should all be aware of that. At least to the minimum, because I'm not saying one skill set is better than other. I mean, you should be, we all are good in certain areas, but at least you should be aware of that. And if you're in a job market or you're working on a team where certain skills are needed, you have the baseline, you have the fundamental knowledge. You can quickly go and retool or a week or two times. You can quickly go and try to enhance or understand the knowledge which you need for your job. Network architecture, DevOps, another, it's very, very hot in last few years. We need to know how the complex projects are delivered. There is a continuous integration. There is a continuous deployment. So, regression testing techniques, when in a large scale of teams, when you're working, let's say 30 programmers are working on solving a problem, they all are working together and they're taking certain pieces to work and solve the problem or solve a big puzzle. So they are, checking in their code, and this code ground up, like building a house. You put the foundation, you put the doors, you put the plumbing. So it's just like same in software industry. When you're tackling a complex project, everybody's taking certain piece and they're trying to work on that. But together, they can solve the problem, or together the whole product, the software together when tested and delivered is called a product. So they all have to do at some point of time continuous integration. So I mean, like, you build ground up and you keep checking your code into the source repository, and you should make sure that it doesn't break other person's code. So there are certain safeguards, there are certain regression test suites. So every time you put a piece of code into a production or a test environment, the regression test suite will run, and it will make sure that none of that has been done before is not going to work, or there are certain test scenarios. So those are very important things, and you learn when you go to the industry in a large set of settings. So there are tools like Jenkins, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, help you to do a good job of deploying your projects, or delivering the clusters to the software team to work on. And finally, blockchain. These are very important. I think they have shown, they have proven their, especially in I feel in cybersecurity, blockchain is getting very important. And basically you need to know the fundamentals, you need to know the smart contracts and all those things. So yeah, those are the skill sets you need. Quickly, the soft skills I think you need is a problem solving skills. I talked about communication skills, adaptability. So all these things I did touch upon. Ethical judgment, creativity, and innovation. I think that's very, very important, and very it stands you apart, that how creative you can solve the problem. Like, three students can solve the same problem, but the one of the student has the best solution. It can perform well. It has easy to deploy, and it can, and how the student has had thought about the problem which I'm solving can solve A, B, C, but it can also solve PQR if the scenario changes. So you have to think strategically, long term, high level. Think of the scenarios which which you don't think it is going to happen, but you should have the solution just in case if the problem specifics change. Or like all these big companies like Microsoft and all these companies, they when they come up with a product, they put in a beta version. And the reason why that is that they can only think and solve the problem the way they can think. They can have A to Z. They have covered all the points and all the areas which this tool can help. But there is always some permutation, combination which they never tested. So the better you are, the experience you are, you can plan and design the problem in a much creative and very and provide a very innovative solution. So that's very, very applauded, and that's seen very very appreciated and encouraged in the industry where you work. And then I did touch upon lifelong learning. You never slow down. There is always something new coming up next to the road. So if you don't retool yourself, you don't keep learning, in 5 years, maybe 7 years, you will find that you are struggling. The technology has changed, and you'll struggle in your job. So keep learning. And then finally, the skills I talked about, you need to have if you want to be an entrepreneur or be a leader in industry, you should have a business acumen. You should understand how the industry where you're working, how the business operations work, how the finances, how you budget the project, how you can finish and deliver the product within time, within budget. Also, how the market is behaving. So let's say you have a huge project where you're going to deliver a solution to the industry, which is very innovative, and it will take timeline of 3 years. But in 3 years, your competition or your other companies which is in competition with you can bring up the solution which can be better. So when I was doing my MBA at Harvard, they said those who succeed, who has better, cheaper, and faster solution. And that's the mantra for, if you see that Google, Microsoft was quick to bring the ChatGPT to the market, right? And they got leverage of that, and you can see that now Google and Amazon, other people are now catching up to provide their own solutions. So there is a strategy they teach in management school called the first blue ocean strategy. It means the first person who reaches to the ocean, or the first company or first team which provides a solution, they capture the market. And for example, when I was growing up, people used to say, "Can you get me this Xerox?" So Xerox is the name of the company. The real word is photocopy, but they become synonym to that. Search technology is Google. Can you Google this? So you see that the mind share, the industry share, you take that by being the first in the place to provide the solution. So those are good things to know. User experience design skills I talked about. No matter what, if you are an architect or you are a database developer, I think it's good to know the user and user experience design skills. So one of the scenarios where I was working for a software company back in 2000 to 2003, the company was called Sapient, and they specialize in fixed term and fixed cost product delivery. And I was, very, very happy to learn that they will bring the customer and they will have a RIP sessions called rapid interaction prototyping. And there are people who will take their, it's a dialogue, and their whiteboards, and somebody's on the computer screen, and they, how the customer is interested in, let's say they want to have a banking solution. So they want to know like how my bank's customer will be going and what's the workflow. They will click this button, this will happen, this problem will be solved. They don't care what the coding is behind that and what kind of solution you're providing. They're assuming that you're doing a good job, secure job. So, having a UI guy or UI experience, they were people who were quickly prototyping the solution, just a mock screen and with the buttons and also they were helping the whole discussion and letting the customer who is not technically smart or they are the business people to spell out their problem. And then as a team who's going to architect design, they can also see that. So visual effects are very important and learning these UI skills are, I think, very, very helpful and it gives you an edge. And then also, last but not the least, you should be very aware of your environment, like knowledge of sustainable computing practice and the impact of technology on the environment. I think these are very, very close to my, and one should be an ethical engineer, ethical scientist, ethical programmer. So, Dr. Sang, I'll take a pause here because otherwise I will take all the time. I want to see if people have any questions. I can answer that.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Vadehira, for the talk. Now, we have about 15 minutes at the most. If any of your audiences, if you have any questions, feel free to Dr. Vadehira. We hope that based on his experience and we can hear his views on any questions that you may have about the job markets that is current at the moment. So feel free to ask any questions if you have. Anybody has any questions?
Yeah, Dr. Su, I'm here, Shweta.
Thank you, Shweta.
Hi, Raghav. First of all, thank you so much for joining us and giving your valuable insights. I'm from India, basically from Hyderabad, and it's pleasure to meet you. Uh, so my concern is that currently working as a graduate as a research assistant under the guidance of Dr. Su. And back in India, I have worked for 1.5 years for Cognizant Technological Solutions. So as an international student, I was not so much aware of the companies over here. So the problem which I'm facing right now is that with 1.5 year experience back in India, and currently from the past 1 year, I'm working as a research assistant. So right now the job market is very tough as per my knowledge, and whatever the jobs which I'm seeing right now is are asking for at least 5 to 7 years experience minimum. The experience which I have seen for every role is 5 years. So even though if I applied for those jobs, they are directly rejecting those profiles, all the profiles. So what's your take on this? Like how to approach for the persons like me with the original experience? I just want to go with my original experience. So I'm not able to find any company who is offering the roles for the entry level positions.
I think you did explain me a situation. So first of all, I think you have to first of all change your mindset. There's always an opportunity somewhere. You have to be, you cannot give up. You cannot think that, oh, I'm not finding a job or market is bad. There's always a need for good engineers, trust me. Now you have a little advantage than other students who are graduating with you because you said you have worked for Cognizant for 1.5 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you think about branding yourself. By that I mean, which I on you should have a good LinkedIn profile. You should network with a lot of these. If you go to this job fair, the job seminars, and also take leverage of people around you. Like if you're working with Dr. Sang, and I'm sure Dr. Sang knows a lot of people in industry. So if he, they can one. It's like if Dr. Sang knows somebody or somebody else you work with, they know somebody, they can connect with you. So some of the things I suggest to my who come and ask for advice, I say, go look for a job. Let's say you take an example of LinkedIn, right? And you find that there's a job opportunity which is very close to my job skills, and I am very good candidate for that. And I just need an opportunity there. I need to be in front of the hiring manager to show my skills. Oh, what you do is you do reverse mapping. By that I mean, when you look for a job on LinkedIn, see it shows you have a second or third level of connection they're working. So they're giving you some pointers to some you can reach out to him. So you go to your first contact and, hey, I found a job in Amazon and they're looking for these kind of skills, and he should be convinced with you. And then he said, please, can you help me to introduce to John Serban, who is working for Amazon, right? So at least I will see that a second layer of connections, they do help you, like good credibility with your first connection. That's one opportunity, one way of saying that. Second thing is that, I mean, your case is exception, you're doing research, but those who have done the internship in industry, that's the best place to start with. So right now, as I said, market shifts. If the market is challenging, and as you see, you face a challenge, then getting an opportunity is more important than the salary negotiation or the ideal work.
Yeah.
So your goal is to be in a place, work, improve your skills, and try to grow in the company, and or at least you collect 2 or 3 years you work with that company, and you learn something new and learn something new from outside the work, which I explained to you. There are different kind of skills which the industry is looking for. They're hungry for those kind of skills. Try to get competence in that area. Try to participate in some kind of hackathon sometimes. Go and attend seminars. Connect with people. I mean, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I see if I can help you. I mean, I wish you were a U.S. citizen, because those who are U.S. citizen, I can help them with my company. Like Raytheon hires smart software engineers they need a top secret clearance. So for that reason, I said that that's a little disadvantage for people who come from international countries like India and other places. But nevertheless, I think today you go back home and say, no, I'm going to find it, and there are opportunities for me. You are there. You're designed for one job, which is there waiting for you. But the challenge is how to reach there, and also do the self-assessment, what skills I'm lacking, and never sit down. Like, it may take 6 months, maybe 1 year, worst case scenario. Keep learning, keep enhancing your skills. Don't waste your time just getting disheartened that I'm not finding an opportunity and I'm doing something which I'm not enjoying. No, I think this is an opportunity for you to retool, learn, and there's always something to learn, right? So you can take it off.
Yeah.
You can connect with me. I can see if I can help you in some fashion.
Yeah, please. Could you please share your LinkedIn profile or email ID, anything, so that we can reach out to you if we have any doubts or something?
Okay, I will put
I can work with Dr. Badhira to share whatever he has
Sure.
as available information as well.
Yes,
So,
I will send.
Yeah. And also, while I'm hearing your answer, I think how you actually present yourself in resume is very important and crucial. I think depending on how we put your qualification in a way that the potential employers like to see, is also key to this. And I think I'm thinking of maybe having another seminar for our scholars on how to write resumes, in a way that it is more attractive. So
yeah, and with all this automation, that the human resource people, they're not technical skills. So there are a lot of softwares which scan for if they're looking for people with machine learning or TensorFlows, these skills, especially in entry level, they will just scan and reject the resumes. And when I go to the hiring job fairs through my company, I mean, if a student doesn't have a lot of experience, we do look at his academic records, and people who have low GPA and all this stuff, I mean, filter out. So I'm not saying that do shortcuts and focus more on other things. Yeah, your academics should also speak for yourself, because that's what talking about you if you don't have other projects to talk about. So yeah.
Any other questions from anybody else?
Thank you so much, Raghav, for the kindly information. It helped a lot. And please share your LinkedIn profile or email ID, anything.
I will put it on the chat today.
Anybody
Yeah,
have any
thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Other questions?
If not, and if you have some time, I can see if I can share some of the other things which I thought of talking about. So one of the question comes to my mind about apart from the skills you need in the industry, some of the tips I want to give you for job interview, especially the lady who just spoke about. So before you look into the company, like let's say I said you go into the LinkedIn and search about the companies, you do a little bit research about the company. You should go there, with some knowledge that, I mean, if somebody comes to me and he connects with me in a simple human way, and they say, "Oh, Dr. Vadera, I know you. I've seen your seminar there, or I know you're working in this area." I mean, that automatically connects me. There's some bonding. That's like I would like to listen to that person, how much how he knows about me, and so that becomes very natural flow of connecting with that people to the person. The same, I think, rule applies. Same psychology applies about the company. More aware about your company, about that company's mission, product, culture, their achievements, and understanding the company's challenges. And then, if you're more smart, and you get an opportunity to talk to the hiring manager or somebody from that company, and they say, "Hey, you guys are working on this area. I found out through my friend, and this is the challenge the company is facing." I mean, this is very rare case, and you can say that, and I have the skills in this area where I think I can add some value to your company given an opportunity. So see that you have taken 10 steps in front of the people who are waiting in line to get hired by that company. So those are the skills and the sight you have to vision, you have to understand that. And then if you're applying for a job in a company, you should clearly understand the role requirements. I mean, there are a lot of sometimes fluffs, a lot of extra things which are, nobody has all the skills, but pay attention what kind of problem they want you to solve, what kind of role is that, and through the job description, you understand what are the minimum required skill and responsibility, and then prepare. If sometimes you have to do the custom tailored resume to target that job, and then also in that resume, you highlight your strength. The story which your resume should say that, it should connect to the dots. Like the company is looking for, say, Java skills, and they need some, continuous integration, Jenkins, and all the stuff. So you can connect the dots, and your resume speaks. So it's like the automated systems. It scans the resume and brings it to the in front of the hiring manager, and when hiring manager reads the story, he says, "Wow, this is perfect. This is what I'm looking for." So those are the some important tips. And then, especially if you go for an interview, make sure you're very well prepared. You review your fundamental concepts, because they are not going to ask you some complex industry problem. They will try to see that this person has these foundations. These are the fundamental skills this person has. And then given a training, given a chance, we can train him to learn these extra skills, which are sometimes not proprietary. They're very centric to the industry or the company they're working for. So if you know programming, like let's give you an example of more recently, I talk about MIT Lincoln Lab. They hire people and they have a complex project about space technology, and their project called Space Fence. So they look at their skills. They see that this programmer or person I'm hiring need to know Java. He needs to know these kind of skills, and also he has a capacity, or he has a strength, experience, knowledge to solve a complex problem. So they will give you some, like if you go for Amazon's interview or Google's interview, they give you some kind of situation or some kind of complex problem. They can just go and design it. Like, for example, like if I recall, say Amazon says that we are going to make money by providing the bicycles which have a GPS, and people can park in any part of the city, and with a credit card they can pay for it for how long they have the bike with themselves. So they will come up with different scenarios, and they will ask you how you're going to design this problem, what kind of things you have. So these are not like core technical skills. This is all problem solving skills. They also look into that. So, and then finally, as I said, like if you can go, there are like a lot of coding tools or coding online universities I can call, like LeetCode, HackerRank, Signal. They allow you to do practice coding, because if you have a coding test, these I think they take, after the interview, they're like 3-4 steps to get a job. Like they want to see your coding skills. So they take coding interview, behavior interview, the communication skills. So all those things, if you can prepare while the downtime you have, you should be, you should be ahead in the game. Anyone else?
Thank you so much, Dr. Vadera. And time is just 2 minutes before 12:30. I know you have doctor's appointment, so I think we should end here today. I really appreciate for your time and the presentation. And hopefully we'll get back to you in case of some of our students who were not able to attend have any questions. So anyway, I would appreciate on behalf of our team. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.